YouTube. Damn thing that fucked up on me. This is going to be a video, and it's going to be for once I'm going to try to make a video that really is I'm going to try to keep it at least under 10 minutes. So it can be under 5 minutes, that would be good, but this really should not take long, and for once I mean that. But this is to a YouTube user, not dissing. I'm sure she really does mean good. Her name is German Girl in America or something like that, but she made a video. She's a YouTuber that made a video, and as more of the less of the serious type of video. It's very I don't know, Shane Dawson type video, kind of animated. I would have preferred a more serious tone to the video, but the point is, nevertheless, she does seem to legitimately be against circumcision, and they don't do that in Germany. I think she brought that up, and she seems to be really against the practice, so I give her credit for that. And of course, you have at least a couple of idiots in the comment section that I know is Ray trying to defend the practice, saying it's okay because I'm him and all that. I basically straight up told one of them, well, then if you are, that's fine. Why don't you leave the fucking decision to the guy when he grows up? I mean, I told them that. I can't remember the exact comment. I'm not getting into details, but I can't remember what it was. But it was a pretty good comment. But the point is, she is wrong about one thing. And again, not dissing her. She even left intact. She even left, I think, the link to Intact America and different stuff she was doing or whatever the hell it was. Anyway. Circumcision rates are way under 75%, but she mentioned it started rising in America in the late 1800s, and she pretty much said the truth, in part because of John R.B. Kellogg, in order in part to prevent masturbation. And one thing I would like to take issue with is she says, unfortunately, it doesn't actually cure any diseases. And she said it also doesn't prevent masturbation, but she says it doesn't really, and unfortunately, it doesn't prevent any diseases. Well, now I have to take umbrage with that sentiment, because I would say it's not unfortunately, because it would be unfortunate if that was like the only way we could cure it. But luckily, modern science in the current era has, such as the case in Europe, has prevented many ways to cure these diseases, not just genital mutilation. So I think it's actually quite a very good thing that circumcision doesn't actually do any good, and that was all bullshit. The only bad thing is you continue to do this and you're doing it for absolutely no actual reason. But I don't consider that unfortunately at all, but that's not what I want to make this video about. But the point is, she says that in 1950 it raised to rates 50%, and then she said today it is still very high at 75%. Now look, I don't know what the actual rate is, and I have seen polls that said 50 or somewhere around 50%, and it probably is more than that, and it might even be not much more, under 70% or at 70%. I don't know. But I am telling you this damn much, it is not at 75%, and I have not seen any polls myself. Personally, I don't think that has said it's 75%. I know that in the late 70s and 80s, somewhere in that era, it was at about 80% supposedly, and I don't think it was that high even then. And I'm guessing they're in the margin for error, but it's not that high. It's not anywhere near that high of a fucking rate. And I would argue that it is probably at least under 70%. So it's somewhere between 50 and 70%. So she's wrong. And I'll come back to this later. But on other news, I would like to talk about outside of that. And again, I meant to open up with this joke, but I guess I could use it to segue to the next topic. Statues of archangels have come to life. Gargoyles descend upon human beings. The water is turning an angry red. The moon has turned an angry red, and they actually did do that before, by the way. But that and the oceans are turning to blood. And America cuts off part of its children's genitals in the year 2020. And we're supposed to be a world power and the leader of the world culture. So, and of course, only one of those statements is true. But given the news, you know, we don't act like it's anything crazy. But it should be, and we should say it that way. But anyways, given the news, you wouldn't know that that was the only thing that was true, because it looks like all of those things are becoming true, little by little, every day. But I would like to talk about, once again, on, I guess, moving onward, fucking Ted Cruz made a video. Ted Cruz basically said that how unreasonable and unfair it was that so many Americans are unemployed and they're on unemployment, making more money than they were working a job. So basically, what this fucking rich, fucking petty, spiteful Enoch of a goddamn fucking wannabe man is saying is that it's bad that the people that weren't getting paid enough money or making a universal basic living to begin with are getting paid more not being employed than they were unemployed because you weren't paying them nothing to do the damn job in the first place anyways. And also, by the way, there, Teddy Boar, I would just like to say that maybe you sociopathic piece of shit, that if you want them to get a job, how about you give them one? But anyways, um, and again, again, I don't think by any means he is the Zodiac Killer. Look it up. Anyways, moving forward, he is a psychopathic asshole nevertheless. But anyways, moving forward. Moving forward. Trump also again continues to persist in his refusal to do anything about U.S. federal agents abducting peaceful protesters off the street, something that even if you're a Republican and a conservative, you would think you would give a shit about, but I guess not. Or, let me say this first before I move into that. Joey Ryan, and I knew this last night when I made that video, I should have talked about it then, but, whatever, I drank a lot. The point is, Joey Ryan did say he was mentally ill and volunteer for mental health services. Now, having to do with the sexual assault allegations. Now, I don't know if he's trying to say that maybe he had a sex addiction, similar to how Reinstein said he did, and we know how that turned out. So it ain't looking good, even if that is true. But second of all, maybe he's also saying he did something, but he didn't do it. They're saying, I don't know. It's not even important, really. By the way, the point is, regardless of that, the point is, he's saying that he did that. So now, I think Jim Burnett said something to this effect, and it has been said before, and I think I had said it before. Now, I am no goddamn Mr. Congeniality, if you will, but I do know this damn much. If I didn't do something, call me rude, but I don't tend to apologize for it, and or step down from anything, and or make public videos or delete all of my YouTube videos having to do with wrestling matches, revolving around a fictional character that isn't real and didn't do anything because it doesn't exist. It's on a TV show. And also, by the way, I don't do things like fucking volunteer for mental health for help with a condition that I never said before that I had, and up until now, no one knew anything about, and that could possibly have committed me to pressured me and or led to me committing crimes that I'm saying I didn't do. So this isn't looking good. And by the way, whether it's Joey Ryan or any of these fucking ass clowns or ass hats, I'm sure one of them probably did do it. And when they do come out as having done it, and it would probably, truth be told, be one of the Fox News assholes. But either way, when they do, or if they do come out as having done it or say they did it, I'm sure that's going to make me look like a goddamn $1,000. But again, I'm really kind of putting my damn nuts on the old chopping block for these bastards and stuff theirs. Again, I am your martyr, your Christ, if you will. But just saying, I'm sure I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna look like $1 million when it's me looking like an asshole because I defended these guys. If any of these people did do that. But again, I do happen to believe that people should be given a trial and actually convicted of something before they're punished and or basically persecuted for something that there is no current proof that they did, other than what is appearing to be Joey Ryan's admission that he did it, and or why the fuck would you do that? So I don't know. But anyways, moving forward, again, the Orange Commander-in-Chief, the fascist-in-chief, is refusing to do anything about police officers in armed vehicles abducting peaceful protesters. And this should be something that should worry anyone. I don't care if you're conservative or liberal and or moderate and or Republican or Democrat and or independent or anyone in between or on either side of the political spectrum. you should probably be goddamn fucking, or anywhere in the middle. You should goddamn probably be fucking worried about this fucking asshole allowing this. And I know my father told me that there was a black van outside my house with lights on and off. Now, obviously, I'm being paranoid here. I'm sure it wasn't anything like that. But being someone who has changed camps from the Trump defender to the kind of sort of okay with Trump guy to now the straight up I hate fucking Trump's guts guy, um, I am a little bit worried for my safety. Now, perhaps that's crazy on my part. I am a bit of a Swisso, and a little bit bipolar. Let's be honest. I'm not exactly the most mentally well put together, capable person. We all know this, but probably more so than Trump. But nevertheless, um, am I honestly going to have to now worry about the president of the United States potentially having me and or other people abducted because we speak out against his fucking fascist crimes against the nation and acts of treason that he's beginning to routinely commit on a daily basis? I don't know. But damn Democrats, when you said we would miss Obama, you don't know how right you were. But anyways, I still think he was better than Hillary. Sorry. But moving forward, on that note, I will say this much, and that is I still agree with Trump about one thing, and that is you can't take these fucking polls and bring it all back full circle and back to the original topic that I'm making this video about primarily, or the main topic of the video, and that is that I will agree with Trump about one thing: you can't take these polls for sure, certain or completely as true, because a lot of them tend to be off, and some of them are way off. And if you go back, and it's the same thing with the circumcision poll, that is 75% of the fucking country doing this. Of course, polls that I have read has said not only 50%, but under 50%. Now, I say that's in the margin of error, but it could very well be incorrect or fictitious also, or whatever. It's not perfect. It's flawed. It's a poll. It's guessing. At best, it's educated guesswork. But again, we're not really polling the entire country, and they really don't fucking know. And in the 2016, these polls, although he was still even then doing better than he is now, it had Trump losing the fucking general election about this time in 2016, and even right up almost until the election. And then, of course, he won. So they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, actually. And what happens is many of these polls either go into it saying that, or wanting to say that, saying that something is true, or preconceding it as being true. So they believe that it's true, so that then the poll reflects their beliefs, because they go about doing things to make it seem true, and the poll reflects that. So they want it to be 7% versus me, who might want it to be under 50%, and or some other groups that I saw that might want it to be, and or thought for some reason it was 100%. So it's probably somewhere in between 50 and 70%. We're in there. I do not know, and I don't know whether it's closer to 50 or 70%, but one damn thing is for sure. It's not fucking 75%. It's probably way under 75%, but it's at least 70% of under. Probably a little bit, at least a little bit under 70%. But with that being said, it's somewhere between 50 and 70%. So I just want to say that. But yeah, anyways, general mutilation is bullshit, and I saw two things about it, and I don't know why I look up these stupid fucking videos, and I had been doing pretty good not looking them up, and Twitter has actually helped me a lot with this, because a lot of people on there tend to be against it these days, and that was way better than my first go around in Twitter, because I remember back then a lot of people still defended it, and they don't so much anymore. And that was actually one of the things that pretty much got me kicked out back in the day. But they tend to be against it now, and that's a good thing. But now they're against it. And again, I was getting better on and not worrying so much about this stupid issue or topic that I've obsessed over the years. But I had to look it up, and so I did. So yeah, great for me, great on me for doing that one. But piss on me today. But anyways, the point is, fuck me solid, I guess. It's this crazy ideal that I have that maybe people shouldn't mutilate. Maybe people shouldn't mutilate the children generals. Especially when you're not even doing it for like actual literal fucking religious reasons, as many people don't. But anyways, in any event, with that being said, they do, and they do what they do, and it's like whatever. And I've got right on to talk about the religious ritual, like I've stopped even talking about bris milah, although you can do bris salam, you don't really even have to do that to be Jewish, by the way, or Islamic other, and now there are even Muslims in Islamic countries, even like Egypt, that are campaigning against general mutilation of males and females. But still, but still, the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. But still, anyways, I don't even talk about the religious thing because it's like who the hell has time and who the hell wants to go down that fucking rabbit hole. But with that being said, I will talk about the cosmetic fucking reason because it is a goddamn disgrace that you would do that just simply for cosmetic reasons because you're worried about a goddamn infant fucking someone one day and it like a baby isn't about to hop up the nurse's vagina. They don't have sex, so leave him alone. He can make his own choices when he's old enough. Leave the kid alone. Okay. And by the way, again, I have said this before. And if you are a woman and it's that seriously important to you that a man mutilates his penis, maybe you should change teams. Be lesbian because you don't like cock. I'm just saying. Same thing if you're a guy and you want girls to have labiaplasties. There's something wrong with you. You're a mutilating freak. Okay. Anyways, that's all. I just wanted to say that, and it's bullshit. And again, no disrespect to German girl or whatever the fuck her name was. I'm sure she means good, and I'm not dissing her. And it was a good attempt. But the point is, I don't really have anything else to say. T666. T666.